I did all the testing I could on that Pentium 4 motherboard, and there's no way it could be anything but that board is the problem. I pulled off every peripheral, every drive, unplugged everything, and still get that hang at the post screen. So there's no way it can be anything else. Looking into the 428 motherboards, it's pretty rare to find one with the PCI Express slot, and I felt like I got lucky with that one when I found it initially, but the fact that it doesn't work means that it's going to be really difficult to find another compatible board. So I started thinking about it, and I've already got way too much money into this build, so I figured maybe I can just use stuff I have laying around, and that's where I came to this. What we have here is a micro ATX board out of a Dell Optiplex. This is running a Core i3-2120, which is a dual core 3.2 gigahertz processor. It has 8 gigs of DDR3, a single PCI Express slot, and while it is way too new for what I wanted to do, I think it'll still work, and we're still going to put XP on it, and we're still going to make it what I wanted it to be software-wise. It just won't have the actual appeal of being from the period. But I had to make a compromise. There was no way I was going to start buying more motherboards and spending more money on this. I had to draw the line somewhere. So here we are. This has this dinky stock cooler on it, and I wanted to see if I could make a cooler work that I had. So I went ahead and pulled this off. And we've got this little dinky thing here. And I have this that I really wanted to make work. So I grabbed the box with the insane amount of different screws and brackets and all sorts of junk, and did a lot of testing, seeing what fits and what doesn't, and I determined that I can use these screws right here. Anyway, I determined I can use these screws with a washer to help space it out, and I can get that thing mounted pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and install that cooler now, and then after that we'll go over the other changes to the hardware we're doing in this build, because if I'm going with such a new motherboard anyway, I might as well go all out and switch some other stuff out too and not be bound to the period correct. So I'll go over that after I'm done with this cooler. Just gonna slap it on. There it is, nice and solid. For the fan, I was gonna put on like just a boring old black fan I have here, but then I looked through my stuff and I found something a little more flashy. Pretty sure this is LED. I have no idea what color it is, but we're gonna run with it. Here it is, all installed. Looking good. Hopefully I never need to remove this RAM because it's like right up under there, but it's fine. Let's go over all the parts that are going to change in this build now that I'm going with this new motherboard. Basically everything. At this point, nothing I bought for this build specifically is going to be used. I'm going to end up using a bunch of stuff I already had, honestly. So let's see what we're going to go with. Since I'm going with this newer motherboard, it doesn't have IDE connectors or anything, and I might as well, since I'm going to be in there, we're going to go with an SSD, so I don't have to struggle with the Raptor drive. Even if it is faster than a regular hard drive, it's going to be nicer to just use an SSD for that. I mentioned before, this board uses DDR3 and has 8 gigs in it right now. I'm going to use Windows XP 64-bit so we can utilize all that memory. I will still be able to use the power supply that's in there, but other than that, we're basically swapping out everything. Since we're going so modern with this build, I figured there's no point in using the 8800. It's just going to be way too much of a bottleneck now. And I decided to take a look at all the other cards I had and try and figure out what might work best for this. So I thought, well, what's the newest card I have? Let's do something that's going to be pretty powerful, because remember, we're still just going to be playing the Windows XP era games. We're not doing anything modern with this computer, really. So I thought, let's just go all out, go overkill for what I'm going to be playing. So I looked around and I pulled this out. See here, I got some stuff in this box I never looked. These are stickers? Okay, so back to the card, like I was saying, this is something that it'll be overkill, but when in Rome, I mean, I'm using a more modern board. I figured, why not? You guys are probably going to say, dang, that's way too overkill, but here's what it is. So, let's take a peek what we're working with. And here we go. Look at this bad boy. Yeah, that's right. 750 Ti, small form factor, no power connector, runs right off the bus. This thing's a 2 GB model. It's gonna kill any game I throw at it. It's pretty gross though. Probably clean that up before I put it in there. With all that out of the way, it's time to put this thing back together, hopefully for the last time. After that, we'll get Windows XP installed on it. Let's go. The board we're using doesn't have PATA, so we're not going to need this. I will see if I can make a SATA drive work, maybe try and pop the faceplate off, but we'll mess with that when we get to it. We got real lucky with some of the fitment in here. The RAM just barely clears that drive cage. And the heatsink, it's close, but it'll clear, so everything should fit. Alright, time to put the crown jewel of the build in. I hope there's enough clearance and everything for it. Alright, it's all put together, hopefully for the last time. I'm going to fire it up now and see what I get. I didn't know that fan was green. We'll have to see if that sticks around or not. Alright, after that last failure of trying to boot this up, which I don't understand because before I took apart the Dell pre-built to take all the parts out of it, it worked totally fine. I checked it, I booted it up, it was all good to go. And when I transferred everything over to the eMachines, somehow it magically doesn't work. It doesn't want to actually post, and I couldn't figure out why. I mean, I swear, it feels like every step of the way on this build, it's been fighting me, like actively, like something about it doesn't want me to build this computer. So I don't know what's going on. So I take it all back apart, 100% down to the bare chassis, and I take a look inside. And the only thing I notice is that inside the eMachines, there is this like brass locator pin, seemingly for the original motherboard in there. And being under the motherboard, it appeared to be putting some pressure on it, and I thought that's the only thing I could find that looked out of place. So I drilled that out, and when I put it back together, I was able to get it to boot up normally and stuff. So now that we're here, it's time to finally install Windows XP and get going. Yeah, something else I forgot to mention, it's kind of weird, is the disk drive refuses to stay closed. So if you close it, it'll do that, do a little blip, and it's right back open. So I don't know what's going on there, just another weird thing this computer likes to do, so I'll just unplug it for now. Alright, it just decided to boot up after unplugging it and plugging it back in, flipping the switch a few times. Now it decides it's going to work. This is all normal, it's just a bunch of crap saying things aren't plugged in. As you can see, I did put Windows 7 on just to test things out when things weren't really working with XP. But I do have XP on here. If we go to this, it'll load into it. And it works, but it really doesn't work well. When I was looking for drivers, things just weren't installing correctly. I tried to get the driver for the 750 Ti, which I found one that claimed it was Windows XP compatible, but that just gave me problems nonstop. I'm just running whatever it defaults to now. I tried to install anything. I tried to install a game, and I get nothing. I mean, this thing, it's like it just doesn't want to work for me. And I've already put a lot of time into this and a lot of effort, and I'm really losing steam. I'm not really interested in sinking more time into this thing, considering at this point it's just a pre-built. It's in a different case. It's not even in the spirit of what I hoped it would be. So I don't know. I think I'm going to shelve it for now and come back to it another time. Maybe I'll get a new game plan with hardware, but at this point, I mean, there's nothing special about it. It's literally just a little Dell pre-built shoved inside this eMachines case that I thought was so cool. So yeah, I don't know. Just gonna take a step away from this thing for now. Never obsolete my ass. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry I haven't uploaded any reviews in a while. I've been kind of not into it recently because of the whole eMachines thing not working out. Really had to take a step back and reevaluate what I wanted to do on this channel. I felt like I put a lot of effort into that and it just didn't work out for me, but I've been able to sit back and reflect, and I think I'm ready to get back into doing some reviews. So today I've got this really awesome tablet I wanted to go over. This is a really cool tablet that helps you learn your letters and your numbers. You can see here it's got a little screen that is a touch screen, so it's pretty nice. It comes with a stylus actually attached, so you can't lose it. That's pretty sweet there. And you got your full keyboard up here. It isn't a QWERTY keyboard, but it'll do for learning. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and take a look. You can see here it is not a backlit screen. I think that's the only downside I have, but it's kind of like playing your old Game Boy, so it's got the nostalgia factor. But as you can see, it's got all these letters and numbers, activities here. So let's go ahead and jump into one and see what it's like. So we're going to just start with letter A here. Wait. Dang it, hold on. Hello? What the heck? It's like a fax or something tried to call me. I don't know, that was weird. Dang it, I gotta cut this. Alright, that was a weird call, but let's get back to this. Let's try again. We're gonna take 2 on the tablet review. Where was I? Okay, so this what the hell? Hey babe, can you not print? You messed up the take. Babe? Hello? Huh. Alright guys, I'm a little freaked out. This just printed out on its own out of my printer. I think someone has to be messing with me or something. I mean, it is a wireless printer, so maybe I just don't have it secured correctly on the network. Either way, I don't know. I'm a little freaked out right now. What the hell? Email. Oh my god. I have to forward this to 10 people right now. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's getting too weird for me. I'm getting rid of this thing. No, recycle. What the hell is that noise? Whoa. Why is that there? What the... Is that my graphics card? What the... Oh my god. Why is my computer... Oh my god. What the hell? I threw that away. Oh my god, how is it? It's on. Oh my god. There's something on the desktop. What is it? Says obsolete? Oh my god. What am I doing? There's like good parts in this thing still. I can't smash it yet. Man, I would have been crazy to destroy this with some of these good parts in here, so I'm just gonna take these out first. I mean, what's the harm in saving these? I mean, they can't all be cursed. Wait a minute. How to remove curse from inanimate object. Yeah, whatever, it'll be fine. I mean, these are good parts, just not a good computer. You never know when you'll need some random pieces to put a new build together. Ooh! That was on there. I can finally get that RAM out. Alright. That should be good. That power supply is whatever. Alright. Now where were we? see you in hell.